After being what seemed like worlds apart for a year, a student was surprised by her fiancé on Saturday. We have the touching reunion coming up.
Plus, what's more important than food? Knowing where it came from. We have a look at an event that addressed this issue through film.
Well, currently it's 39 degrees, partly cloudy skies, winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour, but there is a chance again for rain in our forecast.
We'll have that and more. This edition of The Shield starts right now.
This is The Shield on VUTV.
Nickolaou.
And I'm Marguerite Incardone.
Members of the environmental organization Earth Tones took to the East Lawn Sunday morning to bring awareness to food waste. Earth Tones collected food that could have gone to waste from one dumpster in Valparaiso and created this giant display to draw people's attention to how much food we throw away. This becomes a problem when food is taken to landfills as it releases methane, a very potent greenhouse gas. Earth Tones provided solutions to the food waste problem, such as composting and donating extra food to food pantries.
A survey regarding the new building access policy was posted on the Valparaiso University class Facebook pages last week to gather students' input on the policy. The survey is a quick Google form asking for the pros and cons of the policy. If you're interested in filling this out, it's recommended you do so soon as the deadline will be fast approaching.
This past Thursday, the Sociology and Criminology departments held the Up Film Festival inside Neal's Science Center. They presented 3 meaningful films about farm and food-related issues. We met with Assistant Professor Andrew Raridan and found out more about the festival.
The Up Farm Film Festival is a collection of independent films that's been created or produced by young farmers, beginning farmers, folks who are involved in sustainable food systems. It's meant to highlight the many different stories there are to tell about what's happening in agriculture. It's not meant to promote one vision over another. We'd like to start a broader dialogue on campus about food systems in Valparaiso, in the Northwest Indiana region, and globally as well. We'd also like to promote the Hoosier Young Farmers Coalition. It's a relatively new organization in the state, and it seeks to organize young and beginning farmers and to get them involved in growing and producing and selling food locally. We really want to get the public interested in food issues. Everybody eats, everybody's connected to the food system, but they might not realize it every day when they sit down and have a meal, where their food comes from, who's been involved in producing their food or processing their food or getting it to their table. And so these films sort of highlight some of the problems that we see in the food system, as well as some of the solutions that especially young and beginning farmers are working towards. I think a film festival is a good way to spread this message because these films sort of give us a window into the lives of farmers that we normally wouldn't see. But with a film, we can package it very neatly, and to bring those stories, they're much more portable, they're much more engaging. So one of the ways that we can get Valpo students involved in this is to have them think about where their food comes from, on campus especially. And so we can talk about issues of food security and sustainability in terms of who has access to food and who does not. And I think there's a lot of folks here who are interested in doing more. And so this can give us some different ideas for what we can all do together.
The Hoosier Young Farmers Coalition wants students to care about where their food comes from and to show appreciation to the hardworking farmers that provide it for them.
It is getting colder, and what is it going to be like on Thanksgiving? Joy, what do we have for us?
Thank you, Marguerite. So it's pretty cool across the Midwest here. We're at 39 in Chicago, 44 in Indianapolis, 40 in Davenport, 44 in Omaha, but even some places like Rapid City and North Platte are around 58 degrees. Now, these seasonable temperatures will be here to stay throughout the rest of our week, but I know many of us BU students will be heading home for Thanksgiving break around Friday or Saturday, so my travel forecast will be up shortly, and we could see a possible chilly beginning of our next week. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Joy. Tensions continue to rise between the U.S. and North Korea. We have more on the tweet that caused this coming up.
Plus, community members create a memorial following the church shooting in Sutherland Springs, Texas. We have updates on their healing process after the break.
Well, I think that's all we need. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be in touch.
Okay, this is it. Just shake his hand and walk out with your head held high. Don't mess this up. Thank you. Nailed it. Don't let a bad handshake get in the way of getting the job you want. Find out more at the Career Center.
Five people were hospitalized after a brawl at a nightclub in Fairfield, Ohio. Police received calls about a fight at the El Centauro Club around 2:30 Sunday morning. Investigators say that all five victims were stabbed or cut. One of them was transported to a medical hospital via medical helicopter. Some witnesses said that they heard gunshots, but police say no one was injured by gunfire. Officers later interviewed witnesses and searched a car outside of the nightclub. The investigation is still underway.
Donald Trump sarcastically responded Sunday morning to insults issued by North Korea that described the U.S. president as a destroyer who begged for nuclear war during his tour of Asia. The North Korean statement also referred to Trump as a dotard, a word meaning very old person, and the one reclusive nation has used on him in the past. President Trump tweeted, "Why would Kim Jong-un insult me by calling me old when I would never call him short and fat?" President Trump then followed up with stating, oh well, I try so hard to be his friend, and maybe someday that will happen."
U.S. President Donald Trump travels to the Philippines from Vietnam on the final leg of his Asia tour in Hanoi. On the topic of North Korea, Trump said the country has provoked the world, but he says he wants peace, not war. But the Russian investigation into meddling in the U.S. election was a key crisis that followed him on this trip. Trump said he believes that President Vladimir Putin feels Russia did not interfere in last year's U.S. presidential election, but his comments have raised more questions and casts a shadow on his trip to the Asian summit. CNN's Jeff Zellini reports.
As President Trump arrived in Manila for the final stop on his 13-day Asia tour, one thing that has been consistent throughout is the cloud of Russian meddling in the 2016 election has dogged him throughout his trip. Again here in Hanoi, Vietnam, he talked about Russian meddling. He tried to correct a little bit of what he said earlier in the week about was Vladimir Putin involved and aware of this. Now, he said he believes that President Putin, when he says that he was not involved in Russian meddling. But the president said he stands by his own intelligence agents, but still does not unequivocally say that Russia was meddling in the election. The reason this matters is it has hamstrung him somewhat and impacted and bled into other conversations that the U.S. is trying to have with Putin on a variety of topics, North Korea and Syria first among them. But as the president enters the final phase of his swing here in the Philippines, he is still, again, followed by that cloud of Russia. That certainly is awaiting for him back in Washington. Jeff Zellini in Hanoi, Vietnam.
The scene of a deadly church shooting in Texas has been turned into a memorial. First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs will open its doors to the week public on Sunday, a week after the attack. Officials say visitors will be able to see a memorial that pays tribute to the victims. The church says the memorial was put up by volunteers as part of a healing process for the community. However, the Sunday service will be held at Community Center next door. Investigators say Devin Patrick Kelly went on a shooting rampage at the church, killing 26 people, including an unborn child. Kelly later killed himself after being wounded and chased by 2 other men.
The tiger at the Racine Zoo in Wisconsin enjoyed the first snow of the season last week. Despite the cold temperatures, he opted to stay outside and relax as the frozen flakes covered his coat. He must really like to feel cold, not only on his pelt, but also on his tongue as he licks the flakes off. Zoogoers that day definitely enjoyed watching the beautiful animal taking in the winter weather. Coming up after the break, Joy Bettenhausen has your full forecast.
Plus, we have a breakdown of the past week's Crusader sports. Stick with us.
In a world where entertainment is at risk, one man is given a mission. But he is about to face his biggest challenge yet. He will race against the clock and open doors to new possibilities that will save weekends as we know it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for free movies.
Oh, I'll help you with that.
Just go to movies.valpo.edu. They have all the best movies, including The Hobbit and 22 Jump Street.
Whoa, it's that easy?
It's that easy.
Grab some popcorn, grab some buddies, and watch movies.valpo.edu's great selection.
What is passion? At Valpo, it's something that pours out of us uncontrollably. It's a late night shot of caffeine, cramming for finals, a jam session with friends. It sees deep into space, turns big stuff into small potatoes, floats boats and floods the senses. Passion is alive, it has a heartbeat, and it lives in you. How do we know? Because at Valpo, passion is who we are.
So you can see now we are a bit chilly across the area. Currently we're at 39 in Valparaiso, 39 in Kankakee, 38 in Chicago, and 41 in Peoria. Now we will stay a bit seasonal throughout the rest of this week. Now by seasonal I mean we should be around 50 degrees for our high temperature and 34 degrees for our low temperature. Now we have 41 today for our high. Now that will be just about average. So we will be flirting with the low 50s for our temperatures this week. Now we were nowhere near that record high set in 1999 of 71 degrees, and thank goodness we were nowhere near that record low of 15 degrees set in 2013. Now you're wondering, only 41 degrees today? I thought it was a lot warmer. Well, that's because look at this. Absolutely nothing on our radar. We were able to get those beautiful sunny skies, allowing us to warm up and have another beautiful day. So tonight around 7:30 we'll be at 41 in Valpo, 40 in Gary, and 39 in Joliet. And so because of this beautiful weather, we will see some possible showers and thunderstorms later this week, but the first topic we want to talk about are those showers on Wednesday. So I'm going to walk you through that. We will see some clouds roll into our area starting tonight. Now we will start again with beautiful sunny skies tomorrow morning, but these clouds right here will start to move through our area. They will linger on tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, and that's when we will see those showers. So if you're heading out to class or work on Wednesday morning, make sure to bring a rain jacket or umbrella because we will see those showers. Thankfully, those showers will clear out by midday, and we do have another chance for beautiful sunny skies and a bit warmer temperatures on Wednesday. So for tonight's low, we will be at 30 degrees with partly cloudy skies, winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, we will have a high of 48 degrees, mostly sunny skies, still winds out of the south, allowing us to heat up and have another beautiful day. Now, for our 7-day forecast, again, we will see those showers on Wednesday, but thankfully those will clear out. Look at that. 51 degrees on Wednesday. I know we haven't seen that in a very long time. We'll get again partly cloudy skies on Thursday, 45 degrees. Now we're all wondering about that travel forecast for Thanksgiving break. Now we will get those showers all day Friday leading into Saturday. So if you are heading out and driving, make sure to make the appropriate plans and be aware of that. But look at that. Sunday and Monday, highs are only at 37, 38 degrees. Now that's chilly to me. I don't know about you guys.
Very chilly.
Yeah, I only like the cold weather when it snows.
Same.
So that's the only way you can tolerate cold weather in my book is
Exactly.
the snow. It makes it all nice and pretty and
Otherwise,
festive.
it's just useless cold.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Joy. And we'll be right back after the break with a full look at your Crusaders sports forecast.
VUTV, your campus, your story.
This week was full of high-stakes games, so let's get right to the action. The Valpo men's basketball team made their first regular season appearance of the year at the Arc on Friday in their season opener versus North Park. Valpo has not dropped a home opener since 2004, and it continued that trend as it extended its streak of wins and home openers to 13 on Friday. In this game, Valpo dominated early on. The Crusaders jumped to an early 15-0 lead and would retain this lead for the rest of the game. This trend would continue throughout the first half as Valpo outscored North Park 40-17 before halftime. At the end of the night, it was Valpo who came out on top with a final score of 88-46, almost doubling the score. Micah Bradford dominated the scoring in this game with 20 points, while Marcus Golder had 10 rebounds and 2 steals. The Crusaders will take on Trinity Christian Trolls tonight at the Arc at 7 p.m. Also, the Valpo volleyball team saw mixed emotions over the weekend as they faced off back-to-back against Evansville and Indiana State. On Friday, the Crusaders hit the road to take on Evansville, having already shut them out earlier on in the season. It was clear that the Crusaders were the favorites, and this turned out to be the right call as Valpo won the match 3-1. Valpo's Katherine Carlson literally killed it with her 16 kills and 1 ace, while freshman Brittany Anderson continues to amaze and had 42 assists with 13 digs. Looking to extend their 2-game winning streak, the Crusaders traveled to Terre Haute, Indiana to face Indiana State. The Crusaders narrowly avoided a shutout by taking the second set with a score of 25-23. After that, though, it was all Indiana State as they rolled over the Crusaders to achieve a 3-1 victory. Yet again, Brittany Anderson led Valpo in assists with a total of 41. Junior Sydney Bronner led with 14 kills, and freshman Riley Cooker continued her ascent of Valpo's single-season dig chart, recording a match-best 23 digs to put her season total to 621, thus tying for 7th most digs in a season in program history. Another history-breaking game was a football team as they traveled down to Indianapolis this past weekend to take on the Butler Bulldogs. This list of milestones that the Valparaiso University football team reached this Saturday during their victory is a very lengthy one, but the day can easily be summarized in a single sentence that has a nice ring to it. The Hoosier helmet is coming back to Valpo. The Crusaders knocked off rival Butler 36-28 at the Selleck Bowl, in the process reaching 5 wins for the first time since 2007, notching their 4th league win in a single year for the first time since 1968, and moving within 1 victory of their first winning season since 2003. Quarterback Jimmy Seawald went 18 of 28 for 285 yards and 3 scores. With this game, Seawald has entered the top 5 in program history for passing yards in a single season. With their second score of the game, the Crusaders reached 300 points in a single season for the 4th time in program history and just the 2nd time since 1951. The Crusaders ended the day with 4 touchdowns, 3 PATs, and 3 field goals. And I've been saying this for weeks, and I will say it again, Valpo football is back and with a vengeance. Oh my goodness, I am so happy. If they get one more win, they're going to have their first winning season since 2003. How amazing is that?
I am so proud of them. They've been doing such a great job. I'm so proud of them.
And the thing is we were such a young team, and you can really see their maturity coming out.
All right, thanks, Katie. We'll have a final look at weather coming up after the break.
So a look at the weather forecast for the 7-day. Now, we do have those travel plans for leaving for Thanksgiving break. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely excited to go home and be with my family and friends. And so we do have those rain chances starting on Friday and lasting all the way through Saturday. Now, if anybody has any traveling plans, make sure to be aware of that because of the rain and traveling and things like that. But definitely, it's going to be a chilly one at the start of the week next week.
Okay, well,
good
yeah.
to know.
Very good to know.
Because
Gotta
I
drive
am going
safely.
to be driving all the way back up to Michigan, and you know it's going to be cold up there.
Definitely.
It'll be nuts. All right, well, this week we had something truly special happen here on campus on Saturday. Master-at-Arms Seaman Apprentice Carlin Munch from the U.S. Navy returned to the United States after serving overseas for almost a year in Greece. His fiancée, Haley Wozniak, is a student here at VU. With his flight coming into O'Hare, Munch knew he wanted to surprise his fiancée and reached out to us to document the touching moment when they were reunited. Here's how the day unfolded.
My name is Carlin Munch. I'm a Master in Arms in the Navy, and my rank is E2. I'm here to surprise my fiance who doesn't know that I'm here right now. We met in like my freshman year of high school, but we found out that we actually were pretty good friends in first grade, which I don't know how we don't forget about that. But after that, I was going through a difficult time, and she was also going through a difficult time in my junior year of high school, and we're both in the same grade, and everything just sort of clicked after that. I should be in the States for about 25 days. It's hard because I live around like 3 or 4 hours away from here. So I'm definitely, she's gonna be back in my hometown for about a week, week and a half during Thanksgiving time. So I'll be really excited for that, but I'm just trying to enjoy as much time as I can while I'm here.
And just like that, the event months in the making was finally about to take place. After the surprise, we spoke with the happy couple to learn just what was going through their minds during the big reveal.
Honestly, for like the past few days, I've been wanting this, I've been thinking about what I want to say, and then when the moment happened, I just went up to her. It all just like went blank in my mind, so.
At first I didn't believe it. I don't know. I expected him to be somewhere else this weekend, so it was really like a surprise in that sense, and like I kind of paused for a second and then just kind of everything took over. I think so. Just happy he's back.
You know, that's a moment I will never forget. It was amazing.
It's just so heartwarming, and especially because he's home just in time for Thanksgiving, that they can celebrate the holiday together. It's just too sweet.
Exactly, and he was so excited. We started walking up, and he was like, I gotta make sure she doesn't see me. I gotta make sure, because she's very smart. She's a detective practically, and so we walked actually all the way around the new science building behind the chapel and came into the Union so we could walk into Founders without her noticing him. So it was definitely a planned thing, and it turned out perfectly.
That's just so sweet. I'm so glad the surprise wasn't ruined, and it was just perfect.
Exactly, and I can't tell you how many other people in the cafe, or in Founders rather, just started bawling when they saw it. Oh my gosh, it was magical, really. It was something that you see all the time on TV, but you never really think you'll ever experience, and it was amazing. I'm so glad that they reached out to us for this. It was truly something special.
Yeah, definitely such a beautiful moment that I'm glad got to happen on our campus.
Same, I was so glad. All right, well, for Marguerite, Joy, and myself, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you after Thanksgiving break on The Shield.